Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Oscars. Trevor here, joined by Thomas. We're not going to be taking a look at chat to start because we have not seen the Oscar shortlist yet. We've stayed spoiler free thus far. We had scheduling conflict with when they were dropping, so we're just going to get right into it. We're just going to start scrolling through them, taking a look. We're going to be largely avoiding chat because I don't necessarily trust all of you to not spoil things. So. Let's just get into it. Have it pulled up.
There's always stuff for misses. There's always random stuff for you to turn your nose at. We'll see what those are this year. You know, I'm hesitant. I'm always hesitant in these when it comes to these. So we'll see.
Okay. Here we go. Documentary feature.
Documentary. Okay.
All right. See what we got. In alphabetical order. Okay, American Symphony's here.
That makes sense.
Apollonia. Okay. All good so far.
Wait, alphabetical.
What?
20 Days in Mariupol would surely come first.
Unless it counts as T.
Unless it counts. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. Beyond Utopia.
Yeah.
Okay, there's Bobby Wine. Bobby Wine is here. What is this?
I've
never heard of that.
It'll be interesting to see if Still is here.
Yeah, obviously, Still's here. Yeah.
We think it's not eligible, but if it shows up here, it clearly is.
From memory.
Nice. I know that's one of your favorites.
Four Daughters. Good.
Sense. Yeah.
Going to Mars.
Seen that appear a couple times.
In the review. Okay, I don't know what that is. Stand from the beginning. Okay. No,
so it is eligible. It is eligible.
Kokomo City. God.
Oh yeah, that one is not there. That one is not there. Yeah, still is though. I still think it's going to be the one that gets snubbed. That's going to be
it still feels like the one that's getting snubbed. That's annoying though about Kokomo City. Like, guys, okay, please still go watch Kokomo City. Please.
Pictures of Ghosts, I know, was one of your favorites.
Pictures of Ghosts also great. Also doesn't look like here. Still some of the voice. Okay, 32 sounds.
Okay, so it is done based on that. Yeah. Okay.
And there's 20 Days Miracle.
Cool.
And that's everything. Okay. What's missing? So Kokomo City isn't here. That Menu's Place list, Troy, that isn't here. Little Richard isn't here. The Mission didn't make it. I don't see the Mother of All Lies here. Interesting. Kokomo City is quite disappointing that it missed.
A lot of the big ones still are here. Beyond Utopia.
Yeah, there wasn't a big snub.
20 Days. No, they're all sort of here, which is good to see.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Also, I watched Beyond Utopia. I don't really like it. We'll get into that another. You can look at my letterbox. Anyways.
Here we go.
He's showing us notable misses. And The Deepest Breath.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of important. Interesting. Yeah, Mother of All Lies.
Smoke Song Assisted. Yeah, that was another one.
Okay. Documentary short film. I don't think we're gonna know any of these. I've heard of some of them. Between Earth and Sky, I've heard. ABC's A Book Burning. But yeah, overall not too familiar with these. Okay, international.
International. It's gonna be
better nominate Perfect Days, or I will become violent. I don't want
very surprised.
I have Teton sitting right back here. That was traumatizing.
I'd be very surprised if they miss out on the Wim Wenders film if they can do it. Like, they're not gonna not.
They better. Okay, what do we got here? Also, hoping for the missing again. Okay, here we go. Jesus Christ. Okay, about Drug Races. Wait, no, wait.
Wow, no, yeah.
No, that's under Turkey. They're doing it. Sorry, it's alphabetical by country. So Turkey. Okay.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Armenia, Bhutan. Yeah. I'd assume, right? Yeah.
Yeah. They don't start with the
Okay.
Monk and the Gun.
I've heard of Monk and the Gun.
Promised Land. That makes sense to have shown up. Fallen Leaves. Did Weather Globes.
Okay. That makes sense. Taste of Things.
At least France are not too making the wrong decision. Nice.
Okay, Godland, heard really good things
as well. Yeah.
Yo Capitano. Okay, makes sense.
There we go. I told you they're not gonna.
Oh my God, this better be nominated. Best movie of the year. Yeah. Okay, Totem makes sense.
This was like the critics.
So Mother of All Lies shows up here.
Okay.
But not in doc.
I mean, I guess they're doing more here. It looks like.
I just know.
That makes sense.
Four Daughters, another doc. Wait.
Yeah. No, it's still technically it's next. No, okay, it's not there.
God damn it! Also, another documentary. That's three of them. They really didn't do about Drug Race.
I mean, we did hear it was a 3-hour, not very accessible.
No, I know, but it's so good though. Is the
Yeah.
it's so good. Oh, that's disappointing. Also, the missing didn't make it, which is sad.
Yeah.
Everybody check it out, please. It's very good.
I mean, let's just make sure Zone of Interest is here.
Okay, yeah, there's none.
Just making sure.
Okay.
Good.
I don't think there's anything wild here. I'm just looking at the spreadsheet. Like, I guess Concrete Utopia would have been one, but like, really everything that's been getting nominations got in here. There isn't a massive snub because About Your Grasses literally has been getting nothing, which is so annoying because it's so good. But whatever.
There we go. Japan and France.
Utopia.
Not
Peasants,
punished.
I guess. Peasants didn't make it.
Peasants is interesting.
Fiddler Shada as well was good. Okay. Here we go. Makeup and hair. Okay, let's see what they do here.
Interesting. 10.
All right.
That's it.
10. Yeah, that's 10.
Okay, Beau's Afraid. That's a good show.
Beau's Afraid here.
I didn't love that film.
No Barbie.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, that's weird. Okay.
They didn't do Color. They didn't do Color Purple though.
They didn't do Color Purple.
Ferrari. Oh my god, what are they doing?
I guess. What'll be next? Golda? I forgot that film existed. Genuinely. Yep. Okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh my god, it missed.
Oh, wow. Maybe they did just think we've done it before. I said this could be a problem, and then that stat of however many prosthetics there is in the film world breaking, whatever. But I felt there could be a problem with we've already done it before. Well, but do we need to do it again?
They're doing a lot of stuff. They didn't do Barbie. They didn't do Guardians. They didn't do Color Purple. Oh my god.
No.
Okay. What? Excuse me?
I've heard of this. I have heard of this. I swear this got out to like really, really negative reviews or something like that.
What are they doing here?
Maestro. Okay, well, normal, there's your winner. There's your winner. Napoleon. Okay.
Sure, at this point.
Yep.
Oppenheimer. Poor Things.
Society of the Snow.
Society of Snow?
No Priscilla either.
No Priscilla. Wow. Yeah, Barbie, Color Purple, Guardians. Naiad as well.
Oh yeah, no Naiad. Good, honestly.
Thank God. In the episode. Okay. Hold up. What the fuck?
What is the 5 out of this? Poor Things.
Okay, so I presume Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and Killers.
Probably Killers. Yeah.
And then that means at least one of Beau is Afraid, Ferrari, Golda, Last Voyage of Demeter, Napoleon, or Society of the Snow will be Oscar nominated for makeup. At least one.
Yeah.
If not more than one.
Imagine Napoleon or Ferrari gets like one nomination and it's in like makeup.
Can we please get Beau is Afraid?
That would honestly be, a good shout. I mean, Society of the Snow would be the only other one I would imagine to pick up any other.
Yeah, which I still need to see. I think it comes out this weekend on Netflix. So
if they do just do the 5 with others supporting other categories.
Yeah.
But interesting. Fascinating.
Can we please make Beau is Afraid?
A lot of misses.
That'd be, that was
a lot more wild.
Okay. Let's carry on.
Sure.
Original score.
Okay, here we go. This could be
here we go.
a good way of whittling down the competition.
Pull up my spreadsheet here.
Yeah.
To make sure that
will Barbie get in here?
That's the question. American Fiction, American Symphony as well.
Okay.
Barbie is here.
There we go.
Did make it here. The Boy in the Heron. Good.
Expected.
Color.
Okay.
Interesting. So it misses makeup.
I guess I did only do 10 in
There's
makeup,
Elemental. Yeah.
There's Elemental.
The Holdovers in score.
Yeah.
Okay. We haven't seen that. Indiana Jones, sure.
Did make it, sure.
Killers. Oppenheimer. Poor Things, obviously.
Past Lives, not here. That
off.
Past Lives is not there. Really? And you put Indiana Jones in the
really?
In there. You put Indiana Jones and you forgot to do you forgot. You must have just forgot about it.
Okay. Other than that, it's been fine. Society of Snow. Wow, Society of Snow's picking up some mintage.
Yeah, good. Spider-Man. I mean, Society of Snow makes sense. And Zone as well. Okay.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, looking at the spreadsheet. So Rustin didn't make it. That's been getting some stuff, but no Killer, so they didn't do Reznor and Ross.
No, that's true.
All
I think Past Lives is the big one. Past
Lives is the big one that's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Asteroid City as well, I guess.
Asteroid
The Killer,
City.
Naiad, Past Lives. Naiad doesn't miss here.
Sure. No. Notable snub.
Okay, song. 15. Here we go.
I assume we're only going to see 2 Barbie ones sharp. I assume the cutoff is like now.
Okay, so there's the John Batiste. Never went away.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, well,
yes!
I did get it.
Let's go! Yes!
That's not going to get a nomination.
Please, though. Please.
No, it's not worthy. It's not worthy.
Yes, it is. Shut up.
Oh, so are we getting 3? Because I see Dance the Night.
Oh.
So maybe we would just get 3, and then only 2 can get nominated.
So yeah, maybe 3 in the shortlist and then 2. Yeah.
That'd be wild.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Cool.
Okay, they're also going alphabetical by film name here, which is important to recognize.
Yeah.
Color Purple, okay, keep it moving.
Did make it.
And there's the other one.
Okay.
So it got both of its submissions in. There's our Diane Warren, everybody. It's eligible.
There's Diane Warren. If it's good enough to make this, I think we have an Oscar nominee there.
Yep.
Fucking flaming hot.
Jesus Christ. Okay, good.
Okay.
Good nom. Fun.
And
the other Florence. Okay, they're doubling up a lot here. So okay.
Okay, so it did make
Olivia made it to the shortlist.
We've not been seeing it many places, but it didn't make it. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, that's
fun choice. Okay, they did it here. Thank God.
It's good.
Okay.
Rusting, makes sense. I think that could get it on.
Ooh, Spider-Verse song. Okay. Let's go. They snubbed Mario.
They snubbed Mario. I feel like we're missing other stuff they snubbed. Definitely, there's a couple other things.
Wait.
Just scroll down. I don't think.
Oh, Wish. Wish is
one.
The 80 for Radio one. Okay. Elemental song.
Oh,
Wonka.
Wonka. Right.
Yeah. So Wish, but they didn't. Okay. Everybody, they don't do parody songs. Okay.
They don't. Exactly.
They don't. This is what happened with Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
They don't do it.
Yeah.
It's Peaches isn't. Yeah. Okay.
No, they're serious. They're a serious branch. Nominating
I'm fine with this. I'm fine. I know some people wanted Mario to happen. I'm perfectly happy with Mario missing here. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Animated short. I don't think.
Oh, Theatre Camp as well is not there.
Oh, that's sad.
Oh, that's not even on notable misses. Oh, well, a shame.
Yeah, there's the Disney thing. Once to do. Okay.
Oh, is this right? Cool.
Okay, live action short film. I want to see if the Wes and the Pedro got in.
Oh yeah. I don't remember what that was called.
They did.
The Strange Red Light.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Both Wes and Pedro got in. Okay. Interesting. Okay. It'd be interesting if either of them got not actually nominated.
Yeah, I thought Stranger of Life didn't receive brilliant reviews.
Yeah, but it's Pedro Almodovar with Pedro Pascal and Ethan Hawke in it. So Okay, sound.
Okay. Ferrari, are we seeing Killer? I want to see these.
Okay, Barbie did make it here. Yeah. Barbie did make it here for sound.
Okay.
Creator.
The creator. Okay.
There could be its potential other nomination.
For the VFX one. That's true. That is true.
Ferrari made it.
Ferrari, okay.
Color Purple Mist.
Yeah. Is that surprising?
It's a musical. Sound. I know, but I'm saying it's a musical. Musicals should be getting at least on the short list.
Yeah, that is true. There's
the Killer.
The Killer, okay. Both of them show up.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Of course, nominated.
Maestro, yep, I think it's nominated. Mission Impossible.
Interesting. We'll see if they do a VFX shortlist, don't they?
Oppenheimer. And Zone. Nice. Good show. Okay. And yeah, there's a VFX one.
Was Poor Things expected here?
I guess that would be one of the things is that, Poor Things, I guess, didn't make it.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's anything else too drastic. I mean, I think it is just...
Oh, John Wick. People will be annoyed at John Wick.
Yeah, but, it's...
I don't really mind, but,
whatever.
People will be annoyed about that.
Okay. Yeah, John Wick, Godzilla, Rebel Moon.
Oh, Spider-Verse. Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, Spider-Verse missed here. Oh.
That is a big shame. That's a big shame.
Yeah. It did get song, though, which is interesting.
It did get song, but I would like to see it in sound.
Yeah. Okay. VFX.
Okay, we go. 10 films. Let's see.
The Creator.
No
Barbie. No Barbie.
No Barbie. Yeah.
Or color. I don't know why I said color purple. My brain's broken. Anyways,
VFX.
Godzilla's in.
Okay, it is him.
There's Guardians.
That makes
India.
sense.
Jesus Christ.
Hell.
Dungeons and Dragons. I was
that's
wrong about that, I guess.
Yeah.
I felt pretty good about that. Okay.
Okay.
Mission Impossible made
so
it
it does show up here as well.
Napoleon.
Oh no, Bo is Afraid as well, which there was some VFX in it.
Yeah, I guess. Poor Things. Rebel Moon. In the Society of Snow. Spike.
Society of Snow's picked up like most.
Society of Snow got VFX, makeup, score, and international.
Yeah. And Spider-Verse, as you mentioned. Great. Should be winning this category.
Okay. If we're looking at this list, now that we have it down to 10.
Yeah.
I think Creator's in. Guardians.
You might be right. If Creator can pick up a sound norm,
Well, I think the 5 is just Spider-Verse, Poor Things, Guardians, Godzilla, Creator.
I think that's from that list. I agree.
And I think it's between Spider-Verse and Creator for the win. I don't see any of the other ones winning, to be honest.
No, even though Poor Things would be the only Best Picture contender, that doesn't really make sense as the winner.
Right.
And Godzilla, like, maybe it can pick up a narrative.
If Spider-Verse could make it here, then I think it will be fine. Like, I think it can win. If it can make it to the bake-off and it can show off all of the, VFX work that they did and show that this is actually VFX and not just, animated. I think
unless the Creator gets the sound nom. Unless we wake up at Oscar noms morning, Creator gets the sound nom, I would then.
I mean, okay, wait. Let's look. I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay, I want to look at sound again because, like, what's our potential 5 here?
Spider-Verse wasn't in sound, so we got what? Killers of the Flower Moon,
Oppenheimer, Maestro, Killers, all in, right?
And then it's
do we think Barbie?
If they're going hard on Barbie, sure, it could just come along with it. I don't think it feels like a thing they would need to do, though.
No. I mean, it's really because, like, if Zone is in picture, I could see Zone happening here. Like, the fact that it makes Shortlist is pretty impressive. Like, I don't feel like something like
I don't think they'll do
the Killer. It would feel weird if they just did that randomly.
I would say the ones that we're looking at are Barbie, the Creator, and Zone, and in which case we've got 3 spots to fill 2 places. So. I don't know.
Yeah. And I would lean Barbie and Zone at this point, to be honest.
I'm not entirely convinced they do Zone necessarily.
I think unless it's in picture.
Yeah.
But fascinating. Very interesting. Okay, we're gonna look at chat now. Hello, everybody.
Yes.
Hello. Yes. Black Toad here. Yes. Killer Machine. Yep. Could get in. Hello, Jack.
Hello.
I think it makes sense. Barbie musical, right? Hello, everybody. The Killer getting the sound easily. I'm not so sure. It would feel weird if they just, like, threw it into the sound randomly. But maybe I
mean, it makes more sense than Ferrari or Napoleon.
Sure.
Or Mission Impossible, even.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now that we have that information, I'm going to switch this over to my spreadsheet. So I've been keeping track of all of the different like critics groups and industry awards and everything, and keeping a tally in every single category. So we will we'll take a quick look at that. Let's see. Let's switch it over to here. I don't have everything necessarily ordered yet, so we're just going to do it with me. But we can just take a look. We can see generally where we're at, and we can just talk through every category. So this is what the overall table is looking like. Oppenheimer, quite strong.
Yeah, I mean, just look at that nomination. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Ridiculous.
Jesus Christ. But Barbie as well is keeping toe-to-toe to it. Well, I mean, as well as it can, I guess.
Right, it's definitely the closest behind.
Yeah. Either way, those two do feel like they've got a slight leg up. And then you've got Killers, Poor Things right there. So, weirdly, I think the top ones here are just the top ones in picture, like up to...
Yeah, Oppenheimer, Barbie, Killers, Poor Things, absolutely. Yeah.
Like, I would argue that is just the order.
So, and Holdovers, Past Lives, even afterwards, American Fiction, like those
exactly.
7 even.
So, yeah.
And then you just have Maestro, but like, yeah. But no, it's so strong. Like, yeah, and Barbie had the songs, so I just feel like Zone. I mean, I think Zone's always been in the conversation for picture, and I mean, we can just scroll right over to best film.
Yeah.
And just see what it's looking like. And we can organize this. So someone asked if Killers can win Golden Globe. I think it's definitely possible.
It is.
I lean towards Oppenheimer, but like it would I don't know. Killers makes sense as a Globe thing. It is also like
it
could be there.
I
absolutely not, but that would be amazing.
I mean, new branch, new body of voters.
I suppose.
Maybe.
I think it's this.
No, I highly doubt it.
I just think it's this though. Like,
I don't see Barbie picking up wins in major ceremonies. I just don't think it'll be treated seriously.
I just think at least it's top two. I think at least it's top two. Here, let me zoom
not if Killers can pick up what Globe and another thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
this is what it's looking like in best film right now. So yeah, so Spider-Verse currently in at 12, Maestro at or Zone of Interest at 11, just outside. I mean, this could reasonably be our 10. This is the 10 I'm predicting with Anatomy in May December as the bottom two.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm still going confident on May December. I mean,
yep.
There's a chance that it just doesn't, but if you've got Melton there, if you've got screenplay there, why wouldn't you put it in a 10? Why
I think it is the 10 slot. Like I think I don't know. Like I would order these. Like I think you have. I mean, by the way, Past Lives doing so well right now. Like Jesus Christ. But no, I mean you have the top group of Oppenheimer, Barbie, Killers, Poor Things, Holdovers, and then Past Lives, American Fiction. Meister's just in, even if it isn't a critics thing. Like that's just happening. And then it's
one thing that's also been overlooked as well is that Todd Haynes could potentially be a can director pick. Like, feasibly. He's been showing up here and there. So if May December Love is big at the Academy, potentially he takes that 5th spot that is a little more up for grabs. He's definitely in the mix. He's definitely in the mix more than people would consider. I think he's more in than I'd go. What you've got: Glazer, Payne, Haynes. Who else to fill that final spot?
I mean, do you just want to take a well? We'll look at director in just a second.
We'll look at director, yeah.
But I mean, looking at these other options, like again, I feel decent about Anatomy, Mid-December there. You have Zone, Spider-Verse still getting about like Color Purple really isn't doing great, guys. Like
no, I just don't think it can. I just don't think it'll make a splash at the time it needs to, and it just kind of feels like all the nominations are sort of on the fringe of being in, except for Daniel Brooks, who just will happen. Everything else just feels like maybe if they like the film. But everywhere I've been shown that they don't really love the film, so
right,
just don't see it. Just don't see it for Color Purple.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. People have thrown on Saltburn as like, what if that's Nightmare Alley? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think it's a far different film than Nightmare Alley.
Very different. Like it, and that was also Guillermo del Toro, and it had locked in nominations like cinematography and production design. Saltburn isn't locked in anywhere. So yeah, we'll see. Okay, let's look at director though, because we were just talking about it. So let me just sort this.
Oh, Bradley Cooper as well should be added to that list.
Yeah. So I mean, it's actually quite interesting. So we have this top group that's kind of separated themselves. I mean, Nolan's just so far ahead, and then we have Nolan, Scorsese, Lanthimos, Gerwig, right?
Yeah.
Look at Celine Song. Look at that.
She's doing well. I'm not convinced the Academy will necessarily take to Past Lives in quite the same way.
I think Past Lives gets director or actress. I think it gets director or actress, and I'm kind of leaning towards director right now.
You think Celine Song will take last place?
I'm kind of leaning towards Celine Song for best director nomination right now.
I'm not convinced. I mean, people have thrown around the idea that maybe Greta Gerwig this year's Denis Villeneuve. I just don't see it. Like, I think Barbie will be more of a contender than June ever was. So
I agree.
I don't really think that's a problem. Who else would be that big tech? Because it's not going to be Nolan. No chance Nolan misses. So I think I feel fairly confident in this will be the top 4. And then it is just about that 5th spot. And honestly, I would take out Cord Jefferson. I'm not convinced.
I'm feeling good about Past Lives. Like I don't know. I mean, who would you make an argument for here? Glazer, Cooper?
I would make an argument for one of the can picks, either Glazer or Haynes. I would make an argument for one of them. I don't think Cooper, after seeing Maestro, I just think he's almost doing too much in terms of directing.
I think his direction takes away from the film more than it adds.
Potentially. I didn't mind it. I thought it was good at creating sort of dreamlike atmosphere, but it was definitely showy, and it would put people off. If you don't like Maestro, the reason you don't like it is probably due to not liking his direction.
His direction, right?
There's that. Called Jefferson, I just think it's too far. I think Payne still needs to be considered. There's just a thing DJ could revive.
Payne could absolutely happen, and he's really far down here. Like, I think that he's even higher, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of people in chat play say Glazer. I'd be fine with Glazer if you're putting him in picture. If you're putting zone in picture, then I think you can put in Glazer. I don't think that this is an another round situation where director happens, but not
no. Especially if I still think it's getting screenplay. Like, it could do very well at the Oscars. They could get director, screenplay, picture, cinematography, and maybe you could even throw it sound if they're really.
But what I'm saying is that if are you committing to zone and picture? Because I think that
I might honestly be committing to zone and picture, and Anatomy of a Fall becomes Parallel Mothers in a way, where it gets actress and screenplay.
So wait, so you think Anatomy misses?
I would say
if Zone gets in, you're taking May December out.
No, I'm starting to feel worse and worse about Anatomy of a Fall in picture, and maybe this is just cushion the blow when it doesn't get it, because obviously it's my favorite film of the year, deserving of Best Picture. But I can see that being just a screenplay and an actress, whereas I think Zone of Interest could be director, screenplay, plus could get text. I just think that's slightly better.
I'd be less confident about May December right now, but
maybe. Although I think that would be,
because I mean, remember last year, remember last year when it was the same thing. We had a lock date, and then we didn't know those last two slots, and it ended up being Women Talking and Triangle of Sadness.
Yeah,
like that feels like it's Zone and Anatomy to me. Like the two most criticky picks of the bunch.
Could be potentially.
And they ignored the second Netflix, and Color Purple just I don't think will ever materialize that much.
No.
I don't know. I mean, and there's also a very real possibility that we're just overthinking it, and it is just Alexander Payne.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And there's even a chance. I think if anyone's gonna usurp one of them, I think Alexander Payne would be the one to usurp one of the four, where it just one of those four falls off and it just becomes Alexander Payne, and then we're looking at either Song, Glazer, Haynes, whoever is the slightly smaller pick. So,
sure.
But we'll see. It'll be a fascinating category, I'm sure. Yeah. Justin Trier, I think, too far away right now. I just think she's far too far. So
maybe, yeah, she really hasn't been getting that much, which is sad. This is, I guess you could say that. And then Netflix getting two movies in picture more than A24. This is the other thing.
Yeah.
Are you gonna? Yeah, or they just both get two, and as you say, Anatomy.
Or they both get two. Yeah.
Wouldn't go down there at that point. So, yeah, Trey could be Osland. I see Ezra in the chat.
I think Glazer would just more likely to fulfill that role.
Probably.
I don't know if people are honouring Trey in the same way as we were thinking maybe Past Lives would be just treated as an acting screenplay type of thing. That seems to have asserted itself beyond that and become a director thing on top of it.
Like I said, I have Sling Song as my five, though.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't know if Justin Trey can anatomize that for, and become a thing for the film when it is, even that. I think Past Lives, a lot of that is due to the direction. The reason the film was so good. And After Full Trier's direction is obviously masterful. Most of the reason I love the film is the acting and screenplay. So I can see why she maybe isn't coming along with it quite the same way.
Sure. And one can hope about this. It will never happen. But one day we're going to get Kelly Reichardt nominated for an Oscar. It'll happen one day.
She'd have to make something a bit more Oscar baity, I think.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And I don't trust her to do that.
I don't know about this. It would have to have a full All Quiet on the Western Front moment. I think for this to happen, which I don't think it is yet.
Netflix Society to say.
It is.
So, potentially. I mean, All Quiet on the Western Front did come out of literal nowhere. So,
yeah.
Who knows?
I've thought about this.
I mean,
it's my personal winner in editing.
Yeah, exactly. It would be my winner.
Astounding editing, but yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's just we can say maybe, and I think we'd all like to see it happen, but I don't know if we're ever going to find like any kind of concrete evidence to point us towards that happening.
No.
So, but yeah, okay. Actress.
And then no one else really relevant there. Yes,
Oh yeah,
actress. So
and
I feel good about a top 4. I feel good about a top 4.
Yeah. Well, do we feel good about top 4? Because I feel good about a top 2. Lily Gladstone and Emma Stone, and like probably
after seeing
Carrie.
Maestro,
I think
find
Carrie's
it
happening.
very hard to believe they would put Maestro into picture without Carrie coming. And I think Sandra will maybe even win BAFTA. Like,
that's true.
I think that would be enough to resurrect.
I mean, I still have Carrie 3, Sandra 4. I think we each have Lily winning with Emma Stone as second right now.
Yeah.
And then it's just a matter of, if we have Sandra in, which one of these 3?
Yeah, I do think it has become a 3-horse race now.
There's a massive drop off after this 7.
Yeah, so. I don't think Fantasia. People have been trying to make the case. I just don't see it happening.
Mm-mm.
I think it is between those 3. People have even been trying to make the case for Nat Benning. Like maybe she appears at SAG, whatever.
No,
I don't think that will materialize. I don't even think Jodie Foster will materialize in a much weaker category than lead. So
same.
I'd be leaning. I've been going with Margot Robbie.
I'm also leaning Robbie. Just because, again, if we think Barbie is so strong, it's hard to imagine the face of the film not getting in. I think Greta Lee could happen, though.
But is it harder to imagine them going for Past Lives without Greta Lee when she has been appearing with the film?
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I have Song in, though. So I feel fine saying that it gets like Licorice Pizza, screenplay, director, picture. I feel fine with that. Also this.
Yeah. I think the problem with Greta Lee is that she could miss SAG. I can envision a world in which she doesn't.
And I don't see Robbie missing SAG.
Whereas I think Robbie is safely in. So I would still be leaning Robbie now. I think Greta Lee is making it. I think it's so hard to imagine either of their films being big things without either of them. But
yeah. And I guess maybe Sandra.
And Sandra as well. Yeah. Yeah, maybe Sandra does just miss, but it feels like a very Academy thing to do, to go with something like Sandra. So
right, I agree. So
and then Natalie,
you think Lee and Robbie, but Mulligan misses? I don't know.
Okay, after seeing Maestro, no.
Yeah.
I find it that she's got a monologue. She's got an Oscar clip.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman, maybe, but I just don't think it's her most groundbreaking.
It would have to get
very
like
good.
in.
It's very good. It's just I think people.
So Jack, I think I've talked to Jack, and Jack has Portman as the 5, but I don't know.
Okay, you think Portman's showier than Robbie? That's a take.
I don't know if I fully agree with that.
Yeah.
Like, I think that, like, Portman has, like, her Oscar clip, her scene. But, like, Robbie is doing a lot in Barbie.
Yeah.
Like, a lot. Like, she is dancing. She's, like, like, screaming and crying. And, like, I don't know. Like, she's doing a lot. I think people overlook that a bit. But, yeah, I know. I mean, I would personally love for Greta Lee to get in. Like, she's, one of my favorite performances of the year. But
I guess it makes sense in my world that I'm envisioning for both Song and Greta Lee to miss, and just Past Lives isn't the major thing where it does just sort of pick up screenplay
and then picture.
So
yeah, I know. I think one happens, and right now I'm leaning Song, but
yeah, it makes sense.
Do we think that Robbie gets BAFTA at all? Because if she's not top 3, I don't think that she's a jury safe. Whereas I think that Greta Lee would be a jury safe.
Yeah, I don't think Robbie needs BAFTA though. To be honest.
I agree.
If we're predicting Barbie to do big things, like this has just always been the argument. If you think they're going to go big for Barbie, they're going to probably do Robbie, which we've seen us sort of come along with these things. So, yeah, I just think that could be the case.
For sure. Okay, let's look at the supporting categories now because they're quite. Oh, never mind. Actor.
Yeah,
I forgot about them.
I think we just have a 5 that we're fairly good.
Yeah, I will say, look at how good Jeffrey Wright's doing, though. Let me quickly readjust this, but like Jeffrey Wright is doing well right now.
He is. Winning is a very interesting conversation here because I could honestly see a world in which 3 people. I don't think Jeffrey Wright will win.
I don't think Jeffrey Wright would win.
That would be weird, but any one of the other 3. Paul Giamatti has been doing well, much better than I was expecting him to do. And then you've obviously got the 2 contenders, which we've seen Maestro now. Bradley Cooper can definitely win for that role.
I mean, Paul's like easily second as far as wins. So
yeah, exactly.
I mean,
like Bradley Cooper has been picking up critics' wins, but that's not the critics' thing to do. It's SAG will go for him,
and like it is the critics' thing to do, but he's
makeup.
still doing well. Like
It still just makes too much sense in my brain for Bradley Cooper to win. And that is the problem.
It's the makeup thing. He also just so clearly wants it. I don't think that Killian's going to campaign that much.
No.
So I don't know. As we say, this top 4 I feel like is pretty locked. I agree with this. I think Scott and Keoghan are both probably going to get BAFTA, and they could do some weird stuff at BAFTA. But as far as this last spot, like I think it's just Leo. Like people were concerned at the start, but like he's doing fine as far as nominations.
He's doing fine enough. He's doing fine enough, and I just find it very hard to believe they're going to put in Domingo over DiCaprio, who's Leonardo DiCaprio in a Martin Scorsese film, in a top 3 Best Picture contender, etc. It's doing a lot as well. It's not a subtle performance Leo's really giving, to be honest. It's not that subtle. It's not like Lily Gladstone is a lot more subtle than he is. Robert De Niro is a lot more subtle than he is.
So he's kind of big. Like he has that big moment, like when he's in like the cell and he's like pounding the ground and screaming.
Exactly.
He's doing a lot. I just think it's him. Colin Domingo weirdly is also kind of doing well with critics. Like,
I mean, I kind of expected. Like he is the number 6, definitely. So
he's absolutely the number 6, and then I think Andrew's absolutely the 7, and then after that it's a drop off.
Would love to see BAFTA go for Rogowski. That would be
that'd be amazing.
So
this is
and that feels feasible.
Lack of wins for Cooper from critic groups is giving Austin Butler vibes. I don't know how Malika Redmayne were doing it this time, but that is interesting because it is kind of giving Butler vibes.
Maybe it does have the biopic makeup thing though.
Right, and that's the thing. Like I just if you're winning makeup, it's hard to imagine why you wouldn't win pick. And that was a lot of the argument behind Butler.
And as well,
and look at what just happened. We all won makeup.
Director. Let's not forget Bradley Cooper is the face of this film in a way that Austin Butler was as well, but it was also Austin Butler in a Baz Luhrmann film. This is Bradley Cooper in a Bradley Cooper film.
It's the Bradley
doing
Cooper
as Oscar baity thing as he can. And he even manages to overshadow Carey Mulligan to an extent. Like I think the Carey Mulligan win narrative is out the window, even though she's probably better than Bradley Cooper in the film. She is overshadowed a little bit, which is ironic considering what themes the film is exploring.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. I think we can get into supporting actress though. Briefly. One second. I have to let my cat in the room, but you can look at this.
Yes, I mean we've got the clear winner. It's clearly just Divine. So I feel good about that. I mean we've got Rachel McAdams there, number 2. I just don't think that will materialize. I think we saw her miss Critics' Choice, which is bad. She needed to have got Critics' Choice. Julianne Moore, I feel fine about now getting in. Like,
I feel quite good about Julianne, to be honest.
She's somehow started to happen, which is great because she's my personal favorite supporting actress of the year. So don't know how she's managed to get in the conversation to the way she has, but it's more power to her.
I mean,
Danielle Brooks probably happening. Emily Blunt probably I feel like you've got 4 nominees now, which we definitely didn't have.
Right. I think Divine, Moore, Blunt, and Brooks, I all feel good about. Like Blunt and Brooks both had pretty slow starts with critics, but they've recovered quite well. I mean, this sweep is just ridiculous from Divine Jordan. Like, she's so winning. Like,
100%.
She is the most locked of anybody in the acting categories.
Yeah.
Like, she's the lock for acting.
Of probably anyone above the line. Like, I'd say she's more locked than Nolan.
No, I wouldn't go that far. No.
Really? You don't think she's more locked than Nolan?
No.
I don't know.
No.
I would disagree.
I
just don't see anyone else developing a win narrative. I just really don't see anyone else developing a win narrative here. Like, it just doesn't make any sense for Danielle Brooks to win for The Color Purple if that's the film's only nomination. It doesn't make any sense for Emily Blunt to win. Obviously, statistically, I remember doing this a couple months ago. We were like, well, I guess it would have to be Emily Blunt, but it never instinctually made sense for her.
Right. Emily Blunt was just kind of a placeholder until we got something. And I mean, I don't know. I think this is the thing. Brooks could still win SAG, but I don't see how it isn't Divine at this point. Let's see. Just looked up Malcolm Redmayne and Sally's, and they were both weak outside of the televised awards. Okay, interesting.
So,
which is why, I know. I think Cooper's still fine. For now, but it's gonna be a close race.
And I mean, the question is now, what are you doing a lone nom for the film? or are you doing America Ferrera? I think that is what the competition is whittled down to. Like, are you doing Rachel McAdams? Are you doing Rosamund Pike? Are you doing Foster? Or are you doing Ferrera? Which one? And I just tend to lean towards the one that is going to be in a bigger film. So,
yeah, I'm also leaning towards Ferrera. Like McAdams could make sense. Pike, even I could see.
Well, exactly. I mean, yeah, even Foster could. She's doing ridiculous.
Viola's still here, but like
she is.
I don't know. I would say it's between Rachel and Ferrera at this point, to be honest.
Oh no, I disagree. I think Rachel's got just as good a chance as like Rosamund Pike of being a lone thing.
I don't know. I mean, Rachel McAdams is so weird because she's been doing so well here, but then managed to miss Globe and Critics' Choice.
Exactly.
Like if she misses SAG, I think it's over.
I think Rachel McAdams could just be the thing that critics groups randomly go for and just doesn't materialize. Really.
Sorry, but if we're thinking about SAG, I feel better about America Ferrera. Like I think America Ferrera is the 5 slot at SAG.
Yeah, I think it will be America Ferrera. So I think Rachel McAdams is on a level with like Pike and Foster. I think Pike, she has been doing above, really well.
But yeah, on the same.
She has been doing really well. Pike. I don't know why. I mean, she's great in the film.
She's great in the film.
But it doesn't really make sense for her to have necessarily been singled out amongst that cast.
It's
Either way,
category.
Yeah, I guess it is just a weak nature of this category. And just Foster, I just don't see. So, yeah. I'd be leaning Ferrera.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards Ferrera at this point. Again, she has the clip, and sometimes that's all you need. Yeah. Supporting actor now. Taking a look at this one. So this is another one where it feels like we have a pretty locked 4.
Yeah, we do.
With Downey, Gosling, Melton, Ruffalo. I'm honestly starting to lean back towards Gosling as a winner. I just think it makes sense. Like, but it's gonna be tight between honestly any of these 3 to win. I can see Melton winning.
I can see Melton winning. I can. I really can. I think that's potentially how May December gets this picture.
Yeah.
Like through a original screenplay and a winning supporting actor.
Yeah.
Like that makes sense of the package. It makes sense of the package.
I agree. And I don't know. I don't see him getting snubbed. I just don't. For who?
Yeah.
Someone did nominate Donnie Yen for John Wick 4. I can't remember who, but someone did it. Which is kind of fun. Jack has him winning. Wow.
Yeah.
This also happened. Ryan Gosling just released an EP. Like
he did.
I'm just kidding. EP. Says gonna make a comeback with SAG. Maybe. I don't know. I would still be leaning towards De Niro at this point.
Over Defoe. Yeah.
Right. I feel like you have to. Now, Sessa is actually doing kind of well.
I think Sessa's potentially in there. If Sessa can pick up SAG.
I would also watch out for this. I think we might be underestimating American Fiction just a little bit. So.
Maybe, but I think we might be underestimating holdovers a little bit more. In terms of Giamatti's potential to win, Sessa's capacity to get nominated. I think we probably underestimate holdovers more than we're underestimating American Fiction. But
maybe
that's just my vibe that I'm getting.
Howerton, I don't see that happening. No, Defoe is doing pretty weak, to be honest. Like,
yeah, I mean, there's
Globe and Critics' Choice, but other than that, it's been tough for him.
Right, I've not seen Poor Things, so this could be a stupid question. Do you think there's any chance that this becomes like Kieran Hines over Jamie Dornan or?
I think there's. I think that there's no way Ruffalo misses. I think there's absolutely no way Ruffalo misses.
Cool. Where they just randomly do Defoe over Ruffalo.
Yeah.
No, if you think that's fine, that's fine. Then.
No. I haven't seen it. I don't think so. But
cool.
I mean, yeah. As we say, I think there's a 4. It's just a matter of where.
I think there's a 4 and a 3 looking to get those spots. I think it is just between Defoe,
Sessa, De Niro, and Sterling.
Yeah.
I wouldn't completely write off Defoe.
I wouldn't completely, but if he's not been coming along, if we don't think it's going to get SAG Ensemble anymore, Poor Things suggests that he probably won't get SAG, I don't imagine.
Sure.
So, yeah, I just don't see much nomination capacity for Willem Dafoe at this stage, to be honest.
Sure. Okay, screenplay. I mean, could we get in any more safe 5?
Yeah, I mean... People have floated Maestro. I saw the Oscar expert doing Maestro.
Yeah,
after seeing the film,
after seeing it, no.
It would be maybe it's safer because it's safer in picture, but I think May December and Air even makes more sense as like a screenplay.
I agree. Well, I think even if Maestro gets in and May December misses, May December still gets screenplay. Like, I feel so good. Good. about May December getting in. Like, it's just I don't know. It's just it is a screenplay type of thing. Like May December could get in even if it was its lone nomination. I feel like it would be screenplay. Like,
if we get a world in which, and this world is feasible, in which Air supplants Anatomy of a Fall, that would be. I'm one of the defenders of Air, but if that happens, if Air or Maestro supplants Anatomy of a Fall, I don't know what I'd do.
yep.
I'd probably just
cry. Or May December, honestly. Like,
or May December, yeah. But Anatomy of a Fall, if any, like, we think it's solidly in, it should just be solidly in. But there is a chance it isn't quite solidly in. You know,
yep.
there is a chance.
It's weaker than Man Can Make Mist. Like,
yeah.
And it's a similar type of thing. So yeah, no, I don't think that there's that much else to say. I think Aaron Maestro are literally the only two alternatives, and then but it just this five just feels so good, and I think Barbie's winning still. I think I still like Holdovers is doing well with critics, but I just still feel fine Barbie for the win.
I feel fine about Barbie. I'd say Holdovers has cemented itself above Past Lives. I don't think Past Lives really can win here anymore. Whereas I think Holdovers can if Holdovers does pick up, around the Christmas season, people start watching it, etc. Potentially. But yeah, I mean, Saltburn would be the only other thing, which isn't even on this list, though. Really, I didn't see it.
It got one nomination.
Yeah. It got one, but like even a Critics' Choice where it showed up in picture didn't make it.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I think that one nomination was HCA. I want to say, which.
Yeah, probably. Which sure, I guess so.
Adapted screenplay. This one's interesting.
Yes, this one is slightly more.
We got a 4. Yeah. Oppenheimer, American Fiction, Killers, and Poor Things.
It's weird how we've just managed to get like fairly solid 4s in each category.
Yeah.
Like directors is fairly solid 4, actress is fairly solid. It's all just a 4.
Yeah, but, yeah. Glad we could highlight some stuff.
For sure.
But yeah. And yeah, that's what I just they won't resist that. They also just got married, by the way.
I saw that. I did see that. I didn't realize they weren't married already, but sure.
So yeah. Okay. So if we're looking at this, we got a 4, and we got a couple of other options, and then just a bunch of like Barbie was nominated once in original, but that's it should be adapted, right? A couple of other random things down here. How to Build a Pipeline, great movie, watch it. I really think it's between these 3 though for the last spot.
Yeah, since Spider-Verse missed Critics' Choice, just in general, not just here, just in general.
Noms.
I think Spider-Verse is done. I mean, which is a real shame because it would be my personal pick for best adapted screenplay. I haven't seen Poor Things, haven't seen American Fiction, sure, but currently I'd have it above Oppenheimer, I'd have it above Killers, but yeah, I just don't see it happening. I do think it will be between one of those 3, and I just think they will go to the one with the most, love outside of this category. And it will just fall to Zone of Interest, is where I'm leaning currently.
Zone of Interest would just be so weird to get in here. At this point, I'm kind of leaning towards Margaret or Strangers to be the lone screenplay nom this year.
Maybe. I mean, you bring up the fact that Zone of Interest would be a weird pick. People have been going for it though, clearly. If it's managed to get to this stage.
Yeah.
So it can't be that weird. It can't be like completely inaccessible. We're just not doing it screenplay weird. There must be.
But how many things are you going to push Zone of Interest for without putting it in picture, or are you just going to have it in picture?
Well, that's one thing. I think I'm probably just going to put it in picture.
So and have it in screenplay, director.
I think what I'd be predicting in this stage is Zone and May December.
So no Anatomy.
I think I'm taking out Anatomy and keeping it as parallel mothers to an extent. Right. Especially with Zone of Interest getting international as well, eyes on it. I think Glazer can happen. He makes sense for that narrative. Here, it could just make sense to slip into the 5. Like, All of Us Strangers could. I'd put Iverg above All of Us Strangers.
The writer's branch. I don't see it. I mean, here's the thing. If we're looking at WGA, I think it's so obviously Margaret, right?
Yeah, I think Margaret gets in WGA. But equally, I think that's a thing that WGA
be wrong together. No, I don't know. It could be right. Again, it's the top 8, and then it's Zone, May, December, Anatomy. It could be literally any combination.
I think Color Purple, if you're putting in Color Purple, that's where I'm like, I'm not sure about that.
Any of those 3, December, Anatomy.
Yeah, I would completely back. And you could sell me on any of those.
So, I want to say Indiana did Beau Was Afraid, but I can't remember. I could see this happening as well. I think one of them will end up as the lone, because I think All of Us Strangers gets BAFTA.
I'd agree. I would think it would get BAFTA. Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see.
So maybe it does just fulfill that narrative that we had way before the film was released. All of Us Strangers, that could be a lone screenplay.
That'd be the lone screenplay thing.
Maybe it does just, we come full circle on that, potentially.
Yeah.
I could see it. I could see it.
I think this can win American Fiction.
I think it can as well. I think weirdly the only one that won't win is Killers in terms of the top 4 that we got. Killers, I don't think can win. That would make
Killers would be weird as a winner. Yeah, I think Killers is 4th. Again, Poor Things, Oppenheimer can definitely happen. But if we're looking at the most recent winners, right, in like what they like to give screenplay, like American Fiction just feels like it checks out.
It does potentially.
I don't think they're going to go Oppenheimer across the board, but
no, I think that would need to have a very big day. Oppenheimer. Yeah. And I think if that was happening, like we would see Murphy, we would see Downey Jr., we would see a proper everything everyone at once level sweep.
It can, Jojo Rabbit, Belfast, right? Like I just
maybe. I just think if you're funneling, support for Poor Things, I've heard it's a very showy screenplay. I've heard, yeah.
American Fiction is definitely a lot more accessible, though. Well, yeah, I mean, I haven't seen American Fiction, but I've seen Poor Things.
From what I've heard, yeah.
And yeah, I feel like it's a lot more accessible. I absolutely love Poor Things. It's in my, top 4 or top 5 of the year. But I don't know, because I do think that American Fiction is going to win WGA. I really do.
Yeah, I just see Poor Things. I reckon will take BAFTA most likely.
Maybe, but like do we know though? Like I don't know.
Yeah, it is. I do think it is between Poor Things and American Fiction. Although Oppenheimer can. It would just require an everything everywhere level sweep, which I don't think they're going to do 2 years in a row. Realistically, there's no reason they wouldn't necessarily do it 2 years in a row. I just don't see it happening.
Agreed. Yeah. Okay, cinematography. For some reason, scroll all the way to the bottom. So Oppenheimer is obviously winning this, right, guys? Like we all know.
Yeah, we all know this. We all know the top 4, honestly, and then Barbie, maybe there is a space open to do something slightly weirder, because the things about Barbie that people are really highlighting isn't cinematography. There is space if they want to take out Barbie and do Zone of Interest. If they want to take out Barbie and do something else.
Like Saltburn, maybe, if they want to atone for their war crimes of not nominating Babylon. In cinematography, yeah. So I don't know. This is also interesting. Black Klansman did win BAFTA. American Fiction could.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
To be fair, that was also Spike Lee, and like he had a whole narrative of like, let's get Spike Lee an Oscar. But yeah, I don't know. I'd still be going Barbie for now. I mean, and this thing with Zone of Interest though, like it can very easily slip into picking up a bunch of nominations.
Yeah, I'm not convinced about Barbie getting in here. I think it's a cinematography branch of the Academy, and notorious for doing slightly different things.
Right.
And so I would go Zone. If I'm doing it in picture, I'd personally lean Zone. Barbie can have every chance of getting in. I just don't think. I think it would be between Barbie or Zone. I think those top 4 are so solid. Having
top 4 is
Poor Thing they're missing. Maestro, no chance in hell they're missing that 4x3, black and white, partially, whatever. No chance in hell. And in Killers and Oppenheimer, just too short in every.
They've nominated Lucas Zoll twice before. With Ida and then with Cold War. So I mean, there's even a world where like even if Zone doesn't get in, then like it still gets cinematography. Like I don't know. So maybe it is Zone. Maybe Zone is the last spot.
Yeah, maybe. I'd agree.
I just don't see anything else.
I feel myself sure. Yeah, no, I don't see anything else getting in aside from those two. Like, I guess Saltburn keep on the fringes.
Alder Road should. Amazing movie, but yeah. Okay, editing. This one's an interesting. This is always such a hard category to predict.
It really is. I mean, glad we've got a winner this year. Glad we got a winner.
Like, to be fair, I do agree with the top 5 that we're presented with right here.
Yes. After watching my show as well, if you're doing it in text, if you're going big on the film, why not editing? Like, it is a heavily edited film.
Right. It's doing a lot. And again, like holdovers would be like Banshees, where this would get in just because. which I could see happening.
I mean, there is the comedy angle. A lot of it is in the editing, the comedy, the short reversal, etc., etc. So there is a case to be made, but equally, Barbie and Poor Things are also both comedies, and then Killers and Oppenheimer are just not missing here. So
I mean,
it
I would
be
put
my
Poor
show
Things last, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. Poor Things, maybe if on Oscar morning we find out that it isn't this major thing we're thinking of it being.
Yeah, but I'd still have those in, and then just holdovers as one aside. I don't see anything other than those top 6, unless, as someone mentioned before, they do go for anatomy, a la Tar.
Yeah, I just don't think it'll be nearly as strong. Like Tar by the end was in the top 5.
Right.
Thing to remember.
And I don't think anatomy's there yet.
Not like
we'll see if anatomy develops to that point, but
we'll see.
Right now.
We'll see. I don't know. I think it will stay on
this
the
is dependent on how strong American Fiction ends up being. Like
again,
if that develops to a top 5, like
yeah, again, I'd put America. Yeah, that could happen like holdovers. I don't think there's inherently one that's stronger than the other. Yeah.
I mean, same thing with Past Lives.
I'd love to see. Not happening.
I don't like same thing with Past Lives. If that develops really strong, like how a lot of these editing categories, like it's just really a lot of Best Picture nominees, and then just like the ones that man is hit with voters enough. But like it can sometimes you can just get some weird stuff in editing of just like weird combo of like 5 Best Picture noms. So I don't know. You could see a lot of weird stuff, but as of now, I'd be leaning towards some of this top 6.
Because like I could see Barbie missing potentially.
Right.
I don't think Barbie's
missing.
Exactly. I could see Poor Things missing. Yeah. So
like there's a world where Maestro does. I don't think it will, but there's a world where it misses editing. Like
I think really we have a top 2 here. I don't see a world in which Killers misses.
Or Oppenheimer. No, but I do like the 5. I do like the 5.
I do like the 5. I think the 5 it tracks. It fits.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of fits, sorry, that was awful. Costume design.
Poor.
Okay. So Barbie, Poor Things, Killers in, right? Barbie probably winning. I think if Poor Things were to beat Barbie in one of these techs, it would be in costumes. I think Barbie has like production design on lock, but I think if Poor Things, could take costumes. But anyways, top 3.
I don't think it would make much sense, but
yeah. Sure. I saw Barbie winning both. Yeah. So then
I think Oppenheimer will happen just by nature of it being Oppenheimer.
And so Priscilla did miss makeup on the short list.
That was slightly worrying. I mean, Color Purple could just happen here, and it just gets like
it could just be Oppenheimer Color Purple, I guess.
Yeah, because I don't see Napoleon. I don't see them picking out Napoleon from a slew of whatever films and just going, we'll do you for costumes.
Priscilla could. Like Priscilla would make sense, but again, that missed makeup, as we said.
I think Priscilla's almost the same case as Napoleon at this stage. Like you could just pluck it out, but why when you've got Color Purple and Oppenheimer right there?
Since in Wonka.
Wonka, if it develops enough of a narrative, if people really start going for it.
Yeah. Then I just don't know. And I also missed everything on the short list. Chevalier, maybe, but I'm not sure.
That would be even weirder than Napoleon or Priscilla, though, to pluck that one out. That would be like if Corsage got, which obviously
which would be incredible, of course. I was going to let's make this clear.
Let's be serious. The Color Purple was right there.
Yep. Agreed. So I don't know. As we say, I think Barbie, Poor Things, Killers. I just feel good about Oppenheimer. I just think it's happening here. And then it's just a matter of that last spot. Right now, I think I'd go Color Purple.
Yeah. I do have to say, I really like the idea of Air getting a nom just for being like, because of the shoes. Like, literally, that's the only costume there. It's just a shoe, and it gets it. I really think that is so funny. And I would love to see it.
As a notable Air hater.
I'm not attached to anything else getting in there. Sure, give it to Air. Why not?
I'd like to see Priscilla.
Sure. Priscilla was probably technically better than Air, but did it have shoes?
Did it have the shoes?
No, it didn't. So.
Oh my god. Okay. Production design. Yeah, Barbie obviously winning, right? It could maybe drop in costumes, but obviously here, Killers, Poor Things, Oppenheimer in. Asteroid City's doing really well. I don't think they'll do it because they hate Wes Anderson movies, apparently.
Yeah, I'd put Saltburn in. I would say Saltburn is the one that gets randomly nommed here. It makes more sense in a random nomination for Asteroid City.
You think it gets production design as a random without cinematography?
I can see that. I mean, what else are we looking at?
You know what I think? Like, I could see them doing like this randomly to pair up with the cinematography nomination. That's what I'd be leaning towards right now.
That's not a bad shout.
Like, I think that makes the most sense of anything here, because like cinematography, production design pair up really, really nicely usually, and there's a lot of crossover. I don't know. I'd be leaning towards Maestro to kind of keep that going, because then if we're looking at the cinematography crossover, it would be Killers, Poor Things, Oppenheimer, Maestro, and then you just have Barbie there instead of like Zone of Interest, right? And
Saltburn's production design is so showy. It's showy, or borderline to the extent of Asteroid City showy, but it's realistic to an extent, obviously. So
again, I've seen people say Wonka. I just don't know.
I think Wonka missing the shortlist actually fills me with even less confidence that Wonka can get these type of things.
Right. I agree. I don't see Wonka. I don't know. Wonka just doesn't check out to me for anything here. So I don't know. I'd be leaning towards Maestro to get this last spot, but I think Barbie, Killers, Poor Things, Oppenheimer are locked in. Would love if Asteroid City got the 5th slot. But
yeah, we deserve it.
Everything that they've shown with Wes Anderson movies.
But if they didn't do French Dispatch,
right,
which was getting just as many production design noms as Asteroid City is, well, I just don't see it.
Yeah, Color Purple as well, but I just.
Yeah. Feels tougher than costumes, this category.
Hail Caesar is the last production nominee. Okay, interesting. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'd be leaning just safe as of now. Okay, makeup and hair. So this is what the spreadsheet looks like right now, but we have a short list, right?
1 second, I'll be right back.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we have a short list for makeup and hair. Oscars are racist to Oompa Loompas. God. So looking at makeup, right? And I'm gonna pull back up the short list here and read it out. Beau is Afraid, Ferrari, Golda, Killers of the Flower Moon, Last Voyage of Demeter, Maestro, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Society of the Snow. If we're looking at what's actually been getting nominations here, so Color Purple, Barbie, just not here anymore, right? Then we got Maestro, I think is winning, and then like Poor Things is here. I feel good about Poor Things for the nomination. As we said earlier, I think we got Maestro. I think we got Poor Things. I think we got Oppenheimer. Those all feel safe. Killers of the Flower Moon as the 4 could check out simply because it's a Best Picture thing, but for absolutely no reason. I would do this, but and I have some of it for the other things as far as what's eligible, but we literally just looked at the shortlists like I know an hour ago, so I haven't had time to highlight it. But when we do this in the future, they will be highlighted.
For sure.
Yeah, Golda.
Golda's not actually going to be a thing. It's just not. So
I really don't.
Yeah.
I kind of want to put Beau is Afraid in too, but it feels like Crimes of the Future.
Yeah, kind of.
So I don't know. And again, it feels weird to pick Killers of the Flower Moon in makeup, but just like simply because it's a Best Picture thing, I think it's fine to just say Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Killers of the Flower Moon, and just say the Best Picture things, and then just crapshoot for Beau is Afraid, Ferrari, Golda, Last Voyage of Demeter, Society of Snow, or Napoleon.
Because theoretically they're all on level. I think the only one that's slightly above that level is Society of Snow, just in case it did really well at these shortlists. So I'd maybe elevate that slightly above, but either way, I agree. Just go with what's safe.
This is an important question.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
Is that a big prosthetic?
Yeah. I guess so. I guess technically. But I'm not sure. Even I just don't think they'll do necessarily the showiest stuff.
Honestly, it could be Ferrari because that is also old age makeup, right? Like that could theoretically be a thing if they wanted to go for it. But it's weird. They just did absolutely nothing that's been getting nominations. Like, yeah. Wild category. Let's move on. We'll do a more in-depth look at makeup a bit later, but weird category. Sound. So this is another one that we now have a short list for that really hasn't been getting that much on it thus far. But Maestro, Oppenheimer, Feel In. And I'll just read out the rest of the short list for the moment while we look at this. But the rest of the short list includes, when I scroll to it, Jesus Christ. Okay. Barbie, The Creator, Ferrari, The Killer, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Mission Impossible, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Zone of Interest. So again, Maestro, Oppenheimer, in, right?
Of course.
Oppenheimer winning. As we said earlier, I feel good about Barbie. It's a musical.
I feel good. There is a lot of sound there to go for. Yeah,
right.
I'd agree. And
same
it's safer.
Same thing with Killers of the Flower Moon.
Same thing with Makeup and Hair. Like, it's just easier sometimes just go with the best picture contenders in these categories. So, why not?
And then what's the 5? We got Maestro, we have Oppenheimer, we have Killers, we have Barbie. I mean, they have their racing stuff with Ferrari and The Killer and Mission Impossible. The Creator's there. What if it's Zone?
It could be Zone. It could be Zone. I don't think Zone would be necessarily just come with it, even if it is in picture. Like, I think cinematography would come with Zone, potentially.
This thing is Zone, like, and this is why I might be convinced of it, potentially. And yeah, because it can just slide into those nominations. It can really just easily slide into cinematography and sound and then screenplay and director. And it can just like, oh my God, now Zone of Interest in score. Like now it just has 6 nominations, right? Like that could just happen. So I don't know.
Yeah. I wouldn't rule out The Creator either. I think if it can pair sound and VFX, maybe it can be a 2-nom film.
Okay, what do you have here? So no Killers of the Flower Moon, then you have The Killer in. Yeah.
Okay. The Irishman got in, didn't it? The Irishman Napoleon.
Maybe, I mean, guns and battle noises and stuff.
Guns and battle noises. Sometimes that is just enough to get into sound.
Jesus Christ, it could end up with 3 Oscar nominations.
I just think that is unlikely.
Like the last duel, like I feel like the last duel got all of these shortlists and didn't get anything, right? Like, I feel like it's the same thing. I feel like it's the same thing.
The Irishman didn't get in, but I feel like there is probably more sound in Killers of the Flower Moon in The Irishman.
Maybe. Regardless, like Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Barbie, I do just feel really good about. Like, again, Barbie just has it's a musical. Like they love doing their musicals and sound. So I think those 3, Oppenheimer, Maestro, Barbie. Other than that,
although I don't think it's ridiculous to fathom that Barbie Robbie doesn't happen, Ferrari doesn't happen, this doesn't happen, cinematography doesn't happen, and it just gets like the noms it was always going to get in for. I could see that world happening, but equally, I choose to believe since everywhere else have been going for it hard, why would the Oscars not?
Exactly. VFX. So this one I did have highlighted from the earlier shortlist, but not everything highlighted on here. Which I didn't have Napoleon on here for some reason, but regardless, Oppenheimer obviously not eligible. The Creator has been doing quite well with critics, and then we got Poor Things, Spider-Verse, Godzilla, Guardians, Mission Impossible. Those have been the ones that have been like very consistently everywhere. And then so Napoleon should also be highlighted here, but I don't know. I think our 5 is going to be some grouping of these 6.
Most likely, and if they haven't been doing Mission Impossible for the rest of the franchise, I feel good about 5 now. Now that Dungeons and Dragons isn't on the shortlist, I feel good about 5, which is weird for this category, which we've been so confused about all year. Yeah.
Creator, Poor Things, Spider-Verse, Godzilla, Guardians. That just feels right.
I'm leaning Creator right now. I'm leaning Creator gets sound and VFX and then can win VFX. That just makes sense as a narrative in my head.
Interesting.
That makes sense narrative in my head.
So you think Creator gets sound and I don't know. I'm still leaning Spider-Verse for the win.
Spider-Verse could. It just has that animated thing, which has always been a problem for it.
It has, but we've been saying as long as it makes the shortlist and can get to the bake-off, like
Jack thinks Indy.
No.
Please don't let us have Indiana Jones get an Oscar nom. Please, for my sanity. It's such a terrible film. Let's just not have it. Let's just not do it. We don't need to. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I know. I really don't see it. Yeah, but those are like, it's the Star Wars stuff. That's different. And there's also all did well at the box office. I guess Solo, but like, it's still Star Wars. I feel like it's different. I don't know. I really don't see a world. I don't see Indiana Jones at all. Really. I feel like it would have at least gotten a nomination by now. Like,
yeah.
I know. Again, I like that first 5: Creator, Poor Things, Spider-Verse, Godzilla, Guardians. I don't think so. It doesn't feel like a VFX winner. And this is also true. It did simply just look bad.
It did. Yeah, I mean, there is a de-aging thing. There is a lot of it. I feel fine about just ignoring it completely.
Yep, I agree.
And maybe that's just one thing to ignore it completely, but you know.
Yeah. Let's look at score again. We have a short list for this now, but Oppenheimer, Killers, Spider-Verse, Poor Things, Zone feels okay. That feels okay.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. I mean, I think there's a chance Score Society of the Snow can
it's been doing quite well. It's Giacchino,
but
right?
it's in the same sort of position as Boy and the Heron, where like if you're doing an animated, you're doing Spider-Verse. If you're doing an international, you're doing Zone. Like,
to be fair,
maybe you do too.
Ishii does have a really good narrative for Boy and the Heron. Like, it's his last project, right? Like,
okay,
that could be a thing. And he's also never been nominated, if I'm correct. So like, one of the great composers of our time. Last thing, like, I could see that being a narrative that works in his favor. And then, I mean, I don't think Barbie's going to get score, really.
No.
Killer wasn't on the short list. Rustin, I don't think, was on the short list. So
Rustin wasn't. No, you said.
Yeah. So I think Boy and the Heron and Society of Snow, and then I guess maybe Barbie are the ones vying for the last spot. Elemental just has been getting blanked everywhere.
I mean,
so
it was on
the
short list. It at least made it on the short list, but
sure.
Agreed. Boy and the Heron and Spider-Verse had just asserted themselves as, if you're going to do an animated one, you do this one. You're not.
Yeah. Would love for this to happen. Would love. Yeah, I don't know. I like the 5. I really like the 5 that we have right now.
Was Indy on the shortlist for this?
It was.
Fuck's sake. Right. I guess it's Williams. Whatever. Blah blah.
Yeah.
Just in case, I don't know. It's worth a mention.
Yeah.
As Jack says, it's worth a mention.
But yeah, I mean, I think absolutely the top 4 is in. It's just a matter of zone of interest, I think, is the only thing in question here. But I think top 4 is locked, to be honest. Like, I don't see a world where they miss.
No.
Song. All right. So I think that we can do the maths here. So we don't I don't have the things highlighted for the short list, but we know we're getting these 2 Barbie songs, right? I mean, at least 2 Barbie songs.
I feel good about Rustin just happening.
Feel good about Rustin. And then I think we
Diane
get
Warren.
we get Fire Inside, and then we get a Color Purple song. Because Wish missed,
makes sense.
Trolls missed, Super Mario Bros. Missed. There's American Symphony here, but I really just think it is the 2 Barbie, Rustin, a Color Purple song, Diane Warren.
Unless Spider-Verse could supplant Color Purple. If there is really
but I don't see that for the song thing.
There's really no love for Color Purple, I could see something replacing.
Yeah. I don't know.
Agreed. I think that 5 is good. Why the heck? How is Trolls that high?
I don't.
Oh, no, it's on the same mat. It's on the same mat. Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be one of the 2. I kind of think it will just be I'm Just Ken, but I'm not sure.
I mean,
it feels. I know they don't love comedy songs, but they did like that Muppets thing, like Man or Is He?
Man or Muppet. They did only nominate 2 songs that year. They did only have 2 to choose from, and the other one was a Rio song. I think it was a song from Rio. So the competition was.
I don't know. Stiff, I think it's one of the 2. I'm not entirely sure.
I mean, there is meaning behind the I'm Just Ken. It's not a parody song as much as it's a pastiche. You know.
Yeah, but they're going to think about that. Exactly. But yeah, I mean, there is the Olivia Can Catch Me Now, the Hunger Games one. Could also happen.
If it didn't happen at Globes, I feel like Globes.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I know Society of Lyricists and Composer nominations happened today. This is not updated with those, and I actually haven't looked at those yet. Let me actually pull up and see what they did, or if someone in the chat just wants to tell me, because I'm curious to see what they went for, as far as their nominations, because they can They can at least be some sort of indicator sometime.
But
yeah, I just like I can't believe that the Cheeto movie is going to be it.
I mean, is there a chance that this is the year where they don't do it? I feel like every year there's a chance, but I mean, we said this last year.
It never happens. They did it last year
Tell It
for
Like a
an
Woman.
anthology film that like less than 100 people had logged on Letterboxd. Like,
yeah, so most likely. There's always that sneaking suspicion that maybe they've changed and they've, they've bettered themselves. They've gone to rehab.
Okay, let's see. I just pulled up on my phone. So score noms for Society and Lyrics Composers was Boy and the Heron, Oppenheimer, American Fiction, Killers, and Saltburn. Interesting.
Okay.
So Oppenheimer and Killers still there, but no Spider-Verse, no Zone, no Poor Thing, since they did Boy and the Heron, American Fiction, Saltburn. Okay.
Okay.
And then their song noms were... Oh, well, they split up into independent film as well, so that's where Zone was. That was a score for independent film. And then song, so they did for drama and then for comedy. So for drama, it was It Never Went Away from American Symphony, Slip Away from Carmen, let's go. Better Times, don't know what that, Jacob, I don't know what that is. Road to Freedom, and then Can't Catch Me Now. And then for comedy or musical was Peaches, All About Me from the L Word, What Was I Made For, I'm Just Ken, and then Fire Inside from Flamin' Hot.
Okay.
So no Rustin didn't make it. I lied.
Rustin didn't make it. Yeah.
So
no,
yeah,
Color
I don't
Purple.
think that.
I didn't hear you say Color Purple.
Yeah, there was no Color Purple song.
Oh, but that's the one then. But
so
still,
I don't know. Maybe it is just Two Barbie, Diane Warren, Rustin, and something else. Because Rustin's been showing up everywhere so far.
Right now, it makes sense to be Color Purple, I guess. If you're gonna do it.
So okay, so I think Two Barbie, Rustin, Diane Warren, Cheeto song, and then something else. Animated feature. We're almost through these, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around.
I agree with Red Cat 6 as well. Yeah, I'm Just Ken is just more in the public consciousness, which is why I think it will win.
Yep.
Like, I mean, he released the whole EP.
Ryan Gosling was making people Spotify
EP.
Wrapped.
Yeah, exactly.
It's insane.
He just released an EP. There was a Christmas version of I'm Just Ken.
I also don't know.
Don't need to have a Christmas version based on them, but it certainly helps if it does.
Yeah. I will say, like, how old is Billie Eilish? Are they going to give her 2 Oscars when she's 22? Are they going to give her 2 Oscars by the time she's 22? Like, I think it's an amazing song. I think that she'd be deserved. I love Billie Eilish. But
would Ryan Gosling get a win for original song? Would it actually go to Ryan Gosling? Would we see him?
I don't know. I think it goes to... Well, did he write it?
Well, I don't know. This is the thing. Because that would be wild if Ryan Gosling won 2 Oscars in one night.
He would not. It would go to Mark Ronson and Andrew Wyatt.
I see.
Whereas Billy and Phineas would get the Oscar for What Was I Made For.
Go up and take it. Right.
So, yeah. So, I don't know. Be interesting.
What Was I Made For 10 times bigger on TikTok than I'm Just Ken?
I don't Jack, know would you like to quantify those numbers?
I need to
see the data there.
Research for that one.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably is research, but...
Okay. Here we go. Animated feature though. Spider-Verse, Boy and the Heron. Obviously in and lock, Spider-Verse is winning, right? Like it's winning.
Yeah.
Look at how good Robot Dreams is doing, by the way.
It is. I just think they're going to do Elemental and a Netflix thing. I think those will fill out the last spots.
Because Ninja Turtles is in, right? I think
exactly. I think Ninja Turtles. We feel good about now.
Yeah.
And now I just think you need to fill a spot with Disney. Every year you need to fill a spot with Disney.
Yep.
Every year you need to fill a spot with Netflix.
Right. And I think the fact that Wish missed Song just fully takes it out. Like if it can't even get Song, not happening for animated feature. Absolutely not. I don't think.
No.
So yeah, and Chicken Run, the reviews weren't great. Like it was just mixed. And Nimona actually has the passion. I feel pretty okay with Spider-Verse, Boy and the Heron, Ninja Turtles, Elemental, Nimona. That feels right to me.
Yeah. Having said that, let's not forget last year when it wasn't Wendell and Wild, it wasn't My Father's Dragon, it was the Sea Beast. It could just still be Chicken Run. It can slot in.
That's true. That's
as a Netflix thing.
But okay. I guess, Jack. I suppose.
Sure.
We're just going to disregard you now.
Yeah. So, although last year TikTok, that video we had, 90% of the comments were going Brendan Fraser for the winning actor. So TikTok can be trusted as a source. I counted as a reputable source after last year. So, maybe. But obviously, no.
Moving on.
Still be underscaled.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this checks out for animated though. Would love to see Robot Dream sleep in. Words are so hard, guys. Sneak in. Suzume as well would be great. Leo does have Sea Beast energy, and the fact that literally nobody watched it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get it's definitely the third Netflix thing, like for sure. So yeah, I know. TikTok is the best Oscar precursor. Confirmed.
Yeah,
you heard it here first, everybody.
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone on TikTok loved Coda. It was their favorite film of the
year. All those Troy Kotzer fan cams.
All those, yeah. All of them. They loved it.
Okay. Everything in gold is what was submitted. So
yeah.
I think everything above Concrete Utopia here was actually on the shortlist. So basically just ignore Concrete Utopia. Everything that's in gold made the shortlist. Past Lives being here is very funny to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so obviously Anatomy not eligible, obviously not on the shortlist. Zone, Fallen Leaves, Society of Snow, Perfect Days, Taste of Things. That feels okay. Like that really does feel okay.
It could. I could see. I think the top 4, honestly, big name directors behind them.
Yeah. Kurosaki, Bayona, Vendors, Glazer.
I could see the Taste of Things, maybe, if they want to do something a bit, if they want to go for the Teacher's Sound Totem, I would say those are probably the next 2 in line. Yep. E Capitano, don't rule it out. It
got Globe, I think, right?
So. Exactly, yeah. So I'd say those are probably the 3. And then like Godland, Promised Land, whatever. Really?
I watched it too. It was fine. Totem could make sense. Tatiana Uezo, her last film, First for the Stolen, did okay. It made the shortlist. It was probably top 10. She got a DGA nomination for first time feature. So I think that that could develop something. I'm not sure who's distributing it though, because First for the Stolen was Netflix, and I don't think Netflix has Totem. No. So that could be like, as we saw with About Dry Grasses, you gotta have a distributor. You gotta have a big distributor for international feature, and not having that can hurt you. And like Perfect Days is Neon, Zone of Interest is A24, right? Fallen Leaves is Mubi, I think. So it's Netflix. And then Taste of Things is just, it just feels quite big, and France always seem to get something. Would love for Teacher's Launch to happen. That's Sony Pictures Classics.
I will say, it is wild now that Godzilla has entered the fray. That Japan, if they didn't have these rules, Japan could have had 4 of the 5. Feasibly.
Jesus, Godzilla, they could have had Days, Monster, Boy and
Heron. That is a feasible lineup. So, they've been shafted a little bit by these rules. They can only pick one. But I still think Perfect Days, I think they made a good decision. I've not seen...
it isn't.
I can't say it's the right decision, but it's a good decision.
No, I mean, Perfect Days is my favorite movie of the year, so of course but like Boy and the Heron and Monster are also both in like my top 20. Like they're both brilliant. So like they're just loaded up this year.
I think we all remember that, Ezra. I think we want to forget about that though. So we've been burned.
That was evil. That was evil. What happened to Decision to Leave? Ugh. Need to take a shower after that one. Just felt dirty. But it feels fine. Would love to see Sounds good. And as you say, top 4 feels locked at this point.
Yeah.
Documentary. So there wasn't a big shortlist snub.
No. Was the rescue
I still don't think
for the happening though. Or was it snubbed for the shortlist? The rescue. It was snubbed for one of them.
And then last year it was the space one about the
Good Night Oppie.
Good Night Oppie.
That was a weird film.
It's a weird movie.
They loved that robot way too much.
They were weirdly sensual with the robot.
Anyways, suspicious amount. But anyway, enough about that.
There's an anti-sexual, bisexual.
Right.
Okay. Rip Smokes on it as his third. Kokomo City. That is evil that was snubbed. It is probably the best documentary of the year. And it is, oh my God, guys, watch it. It is about like a bunch of like Black trans sex workers. And it is like so fun, but also so heartbreaking. The photography is beautiful, like amazing movie. And it obviously, given the subject matter, would have been tough for the Academy to go for it. But I was holding out hope just with how well it was doing here. Yeah, great movie.
I will say I didn't realize this. I didn't realize that it didn't make the cutoff. That could be something to know. That Godzilla can be done next year.
Oh, so the thing would be if it doesn't get any Oscar nominations this year. So similar to that's how
Oh, is that true? So it has to get none.
Right. So that's how Godland worked,
Yeah.
and like how Joyland was technically eligible for Best Picture this year since it didn't get any nominations last year. So I think Godzilla could technically be submitted as long as it doesn't get a nomination.
Right.
But I may be wrong on that one because they changed the rules after City God, I want to say, because that got like that had weird things with the release date, and then they changed the rules to where you can't get any nominations. Or I think it was officially submitted the year prior, and then it didn't get in. So then the next year it wasn't submitted, but then it still got a bunch of nominations. So
got it.
But since Godzilla wasn't submitted, I think it could still be next. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's weird. Anyways, I feel like Still's gonna get snubbed. Just because. Just based on vibes. And also they don't love to go for these like the docs that just focus on like a famous person. Right? Remember Sydney? Remember Senior?
Senior was so hard done by.
So good.
I mean, obviously you've done that for a reason, put those two together, but it's criminal because that is, I'm sure, what Oscar voters did. They just put those two films together and thought, yeah, they're basically the same, but they're so
Seniors.
That's wild.
Genius.
Seniors, yeah.
Anyways, Mariupol's in, Beyond Utopia's in. Not in love with either movie, but like they make sense as the type of thing.
American Symphony makes sense at this point to just be in.
It does, and it's different than Still. It's like, I mean, the thing is, it's still is a great movie. I watched it. I've seen all of these. I think I've seen the entirety of the top 10 except for Menus players. Yeah, however you say that. I've seen everything else in this top 10 though. No, it still is great. It has some amazing like use of archival footage, but I'm not sure. I just, it feels like that thing gets snubbed. American Symphony could make more sense. John Batiste, they love, right? He's won an Oscar. Everybody loves John Batiste, and rightfully so. These three feel good. Little Richard also didn't make the short list. I think Eternal Memory will be fine. It's from the same director as The Mole Agent, which got nominated a couple years ago. So yeah, I think it's really bad. Anyways, not to be mean about the movie about people escaping North Korea. Obviously, happy for them that like that was phrased horribly. Like, I don't know. I just didn't love the movie. The footage, the fact that footage exists is great, but I think it is very, very messy and uneven, which is a very unpopular take, I think. But I don't know. Didn't love it. Also didn't love Mariupol. It's fine. I don't know. I'm not in love with like these like hyper. Yeah. Moving on. But I could see Four Daughters sneaking in. It also made the international list. And the thing, 20 Days of Mariupol made the international list.
It feels like one of the bigger names of this list, Four Daughters. So
yeah.
It could just sneak in based on recognition to an extent.
Right, and it's also great. Like, it's a great movie. That's the type of like very. Excuse me, what's going on?
Right. Sorry, I just kicked my desk. There we go.
No, that's the type of like very politically relevant film that I could get behind a bit. But yeah, I don't know. Going to Mars. Yeah.
I mean, this is a problem with documentary. You can list anything on the shortlist.
This
could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, it's gonna be rough when next year we have like a 20 Days of Mariupol, but like for Israel, and that will be
interesting to see. Yeah, that could be,
because they definitely aren't going to go for the one that's showing what's happening to Palestinian people. Anyways, yeah. No, Four Daughters. It's in the Deepest Breath Mix, the Netflix thing. But yeah, documentary is just so weird. But I don't know. These three feel okay, and I'd say probably Eternal Memory and Four Daughters are my 5 right now. Could definitely see this happening though.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen anything, so I'm really.
I know you don't watch documentaries, but yeah.
I watch basically the 5 that get nominated, which is bad. And then sometimes if something piques my interest, I'll watch another thing. but we'll see. We'll see. I'll probably watch Kokomo City because since you've been raving about it.
Yes, yeah.
I'll give it a whirl. We'll see.
Everybody, please watch Kokomo City.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it. We don't have to go through Ensemble and break through all this stuff.
Fun.
That's it, everybody.
That is it. Yeah.
Thank you for watching, sticking around. Had a lot of you in chat. It was fun just working through all this with you. I guess this is technically a prediction video.
Sure, we can count it as such.
We're talking about where we're at with all the different categories, but just thought that we'd check in right before the holiday season. Happy holidays to everybody. Because we're gonna be jumping off for a bit, doing things with family as you do, but still releasing pre-recorded a bunch of reviews and stuff that will be dropping over the next couple of days. So make sure that you stick around for those, and we'll be back probably around New Year's with we're gonna be getting into guilds and stuff, plenty more reviews. But
end of year list, our awards,
end of the year list, our personal awards, all of that fun stuff. Shortlists were interesting. Shortlists were they were very interesting. I still can't get over that makeup category. What was going on there? Anyways, goodbye everybody. Goodbye. And we will see you all later. Goodbye. We'll see how long this